Dolly Rebecca Parton, born January 19, 1946, is an American singer-songwriter, actress, and philanthropist, known primarily for her decades-long career in country music. After achieving success as a songwriter for others, Parton made her album debut in 1967 with Hello, I'm Dolly, which led to success during the remainder of the 1960s, both as a solo artist and with a series of duet albums with Porter Wagoner, before her sales and chart peak came during the 1970s and continued into the 1980s. Some of Parton's albums in the 1990s did not sell as well, but she achieved commercial success again in the new millennium and has released albums on various independent labels since 2000, including her own label, Dolly Records. With a career spanning over 50 years, Parton has been described as a country legend and has sold more than 100 million records worldwide, making her one of the best-selling music artists of all time. Parton's music includes Recording Industry Association of America Certified Gold, Platinum and Multi-Platinum awards. She has had 25 singles reach #1 on the Billboard Country Music charts, a record for a female artist. She has 44 career top 10 country albums, a record for any artist, and she has 110 career charted singles over the past 40 years. She has composed over 3,000 songs, including I Will Always Love You, a two-time U.S. country chart topper, and an international hit for Whitney Houston, Jolene, Coat of Many Colors, and 9 to 5. As an actress, she has starred in films including 9 to 5, 1980, and The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, 1982, for which she earned Golden Globe nominations for Best Actress, and Rhinestone, 1984, Steel Magnolias, 1989, Straight Talk, 1992, and Joyful Noise, 2012. She has received 11 Grammy Awards out of 50 nominations, including the Lifetime Achievement Award, 10 Country Music Association Awards, including Entertainer of the Year, and is one of only 7 female artists to win the Country Music Association's Entertainer of the Year Award, 5 Academy of Country Music Awards, also including Entertainer of the Year, 4 People's Choice Awards, and 3 American Music Awards. She is also in a select group to have received at least 1 nomination from the Academy Awards, Grammy Awards, Tony Awards, and Emmy Awards. In 1999, Parton was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. In 2005, she received the National Medal of Arts, and in 2022, she was nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, a nomination she had initially declined but ultimately accepted, and was subsequently inducted. Dolly Rebecca Parton was born in a one-room cabin on the banks of the Little Pigeon River in Pittman Center, Tennessee. She is the fourth of 12 children born to Avi Lee Caroline, 1923 to 2003, and Robert Lee Parton Sr., 1921 to 2000. Parton's middle name comes from her maternal great-great-grandmother Rebecca Whitted. Parton's father, known as Lee, worked in the mountains of East Tennessee, first as a sharecropper and later tending his own small tobacco farm and acreage. He also worked construction jobs to supplement the farm's small income. Despite her father's illiteracy, Parton has often commented that he was one of the smartest people she had ever known with regard to business and making a profit. Parton's mother cared for their large family. Her 11 pregnancies, the 10th being twins, in 20 years made her a mother of 12 by age 35. Parton credits her musical abilities to her mother. Often in poor health, she still managed to keep house and entertain her children with Smoky Mountain folklore and ancient ballads. Having Welsh ancestors, Avi Lee knew many old ballads that immigrants from the British Isles brought to southern Appalachia in the 18th and 19th century. When Parton was a young girl, her family moved from the Pittman Center area to a farm up on nearby Locust Ridge. Most of her cherished memories of youth happened there. Today, a replica of the Locust Ridge cabin resides at Parton's namesake theme park Dollywood. The farm acreage and surrounding woodland inspired her to write the song My Tennessee Mountain Home in the 1970s. Years after the farm was sold, Parton bought it back in the late 1980s. Her brother Bobby helped with building restoration and new construction. Parton has described her family as being dirt poor. Parton's father paid missionary Dr. Robert F. Thomas with a sack of cornmeal for delivering her. Parton would write a song about Dr. Thomas when she was grown. She also outlined her family's poverty in her early songs, Coat of Many Colors and In the Good Old Days. For 6 or 7 years, Parton and her family lived in their rustic, one-bedroom cabin on their small subsistence farm on Locust Ridge. This was a predominantly Pentecostal area located north of the Greenbrier Valley of the Great Smoky Mountains. Music played an important role in her early life. She was brought up in the Church of God in a congregation her grandfather, Jake Robert Owens, pastored. Her earliest public performances were in the church, beginning at age 6. At 7, she started playing a homemade guitar. When she was 8, her uncle bought her first real guitar. Parton began performing as a child, singing on local radio and television programs in the East Tennessee area. By 10, she was appearing on the Cass Walker Show on both WIVK Radio and WBIR-TV in Knoxville, Tennessee. At 13, she was recording the single Puppy Love on a small Louisiana label, Gold Band Records, and appeared at the Grand Ole Opry, where she first met Johnny Cash, who encouraged her to follow her own instincts regarding her career. After graduating from Sevier County High School in 1964, Parton moved to Nashville the next day. Her initial success came as a songwriter, having signed with Combined Publishing shortly after her arrival. With her frequent songwriting partner, her uncle Bill Owens, she wrote several charting singles during this time, including 2 top 10 hits for Bill Phillips, Put It Off Until Tomorrow, and The Company You Keep, 1966, and Skeeter Davis's number 11 hit Fuel to the Flame, 1967. Her songs were recorded by many other artists during this period, including Kitty Wells and Hank Williams Jr. She signed with Monument Records in 1965. At age 19, she initially was pitched as a bubblegum pop singer. She released a string of singles, but the only one that charted, Happy, Happy Birthday Baby, did not crack the Billboard Hot 100. Although she expressed a desire to record country material, Monument resisted, thinking her unique, high soprano voice was not suited to the genre. On May 30, 1966, Parton and Carl Thomas Dean, born July 20, 1942, in Nashville, Tennessee, were married in Ringgold, Georgia. Although Parton does not use Dean's surname professionally, she has stated that her passport reads Dolly Parton Dean, and she sometimes uses Dean when signing contracts. Dean, who is retired from running an asphalt road paving business in Nashville, has always shunned publicity and rarely accompanies his wife to any events. Parton has jokingly said that he has only seen her perform once. She also has said in interviews that even though it appears they spend little time together, it is simply that nobody sees him publicly. She has commented on Dean's romantic side, saying that he does spontaneous things to surprise her, and sometimes even writes poems for her. In 2011, Parton said, "We're really very proud of our marriage. It's the first for both of us. And the last." On May 6, 2016, Parton announced that she and Dean would renew their vows in honor of their 50th wedding anniversary later in the month. While Parton has never had children, she and Dean helped raise several of her younger siblings in Nashville, leading her nieces and nephews to refer to them as Uncle Peepaw and Aunt Granny, the latter a moniker that later lent its name to one of Parton's Dollywood restaurants. Parton is also the godmother of singer-songwriter and actress Miley Cyrus. Celebrity Net Worth estimates Dolly Parton's net worth at a staggering $650 million in 2024.